Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Power Book 2 Ghost, Season 4, Episode 5, which is also the mid-season finale. And I just finished watching it, and I just tweeted, what a lackluster mid-season finale. Like, I know they didn't find out that the show was ending until, they had wrapped the season, and they couldn't have known that this was going to be a mid-season finale. They couldn't have known it. Because I know before, they don't usually always have a mid-season finale. They usually will skip a couple of weeks, like closer to like the 7th week. And then they'll bring it back 8, 9, 10 or somewhere, something like that. They very rarely, if I remember correctly, don't even have a mid-season finale. And honey, that mess yesterday, I was like, what in the world? How did it just end like that? Anyway, you guys, we're going to talk about it. Also, before I get started, you guys, because YouTube has been flagging me crazy around here on this Power review, we are going to try to do this video without any cursing. I'm going to get creative, okay? Because the fudging YouTube reviewers seem to believe that my content is not suitable for the advertisers. So we're going to try to make it PG-13. I mean, you're allowed a couple of curse words in PG-13 movies, aren't you? Anyway, you guys, we're going to see how it do. But hey, YouTube, fudge you! They probably going to flag me just for that, you guys. Anyway, the review. Let's get to it, shall we? I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It's like you can hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Power Book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so the show opens with Tariq. He waking up, and baby, you could tell he didn't put on a bender, all right? And he don't really remember too clearly, but on the flashback, when he think about the night before with Anya, that's Noma's daughter. When he thinks of the night before, it was a whole bunch of shots. Shots. The drinks, YouTube, not pow pow. Yeah, it was drinking, it was smoking, it was dancing, it was loud music, it was a whole bunch of people. Yeah, they was getting it in and having a good time. But you know what? It was time to move it to a more private spot. Took it on back to the apartment and got busy. Okay, good time. But that next morning is a B, isn't it, Tariq? Especially for people that don't drink and smoke. So when he finally, really fully wakes up, he sees Anya getting dressed. Dang, you leaving so fast? Yeah. I mean, it was just last night. He wanted to get her number and everything. Hey, slow your roll. We ain't really like that. It was just last night. But, she kind of playing coy. How can you turn down Tariq St. Patrick? So maybe, okay, maybe they're going to hook up again. We also see Mel. Mel is in the bed with his girl, recovering the same way. I'm assuming they had a good time as well. We was, thank God, spared of that. We see some pill bottles sitting on the on the nightstand. These pills wouldn't be the drugs that you would think that they are. They are actually her prescription medication. Mel is looking at her like, dang, can you slow up? It's early in the morning. She was like, these are not drugs. These are medication. I have sickle cell. I was like, girl, you out here riding a white horse and you got a serious disease like that? Mel's not familiar with it, so she explains it to him. But I know good and dang on well that you shouldn't be out here snorting powder such as she is. But she says, listen, she's not no addict. Okay, she just like to do it every now and then, take the edge off, help her, get through everything. I said, girl, I mean, if you say so, but that can't help the sickle cell. And I guess Mel feels sorry for her, and this is one more reason that he's going to be there for her. He's going to support her. Now we see Diane, and she calls Salim. Hey, Salim, I just wanted to tell you, thank you so much for letting us use your place. Okay, everything turned out all good last night. Where are you? Give me a call back. Well, I was like, girl, he would call you as soon as he could, but he didn't went off to glory, girl. Anyways, they at the house, Diane and Drew and Monet. She had then got the kids some little breakfast together. Wow, what is this? Mother is cooking breakfast? That's right. She got the family back together again, except the family ain't too excited about it. Kane come, but he got an attitude. I'm sorry, but I'm not sitting here trying to have breakfast with some mofos who tried to pow you. Kane, listen, everybody then tried to pow everybody on this show at one point or another. Why today are you taking this stand? But whatever. Monet was just like, listen, I know everything. It's a lot of stuff that's gone on in the family. Sit down. I want to have a family meeting with y'all. Kane was like, a lot has happened, is putting it very simply. And Diane, I know you don't want to hear this, but you're going to listen to it today. You was ruining your life if you have a baby with that fool out there. You out here playing house with the one person that fudged up this family, okay? Like Cousin Faith on Soul Food. That baby is a mistake. Monet was like, all right, Kane, cool down. Yes, you're right. We did let a lot of outsiders in, mess up the family. Tariq, okay, Noma. But it's time for us to take it back, and that's why I'm trying to get this business started back up, and I want you guys all to come in on it. Drew, what you think over there? You know, Drew's still on what he was on yesterday, okay? Drew ain't all lovey-dovey like Diane. He was just like, yeah, Moms, thanks, but I think I'm gonna do my own thing. I was like, now what would that be, Drew? Comedy. I sure hope not drug dealing. You know, and of course, Diane, she's still so disappointed in Drew. And he was like, listen, this is all on you, Monet. All right. Don't think that just because we done made up yesterday and everything, everybody's back around. Don't think that, you know, everything is back fine. It's not. So yeah, Drew is still irritated. I'm sure the fact that Kane beat the brakes off of him didn't help, you know, so he ain't really too agreeable right now. So, you know, he leaves, Kane done left, and Diane was like, Mom, you know, I know you want everybody to get back together and everything, but we was trying to pow each other just yesterday. It is a little sudden and abrupt to think that we all gonna get back together now. Maybe it ain't too smart to bring a baby into all of this. And Monet was like, listen, having a new baby around means it's gonna be a fresh start. Okay, break up all of this mess that we got going on now. And don't you worry, Diane, on my last leg, on my last breath, okay, on my mama, I will make sure that we get this family back together. And Diane was like, Mom, as much as I really want to believe you, you know, them ninjas ain't listening to you no more. Now, later on, we see Tariq and Mel, they playing the video games, and Tariq is so pissed off, he throw the damn controller across the room, like, dang, chill out. And Tariq was like, listen, Mel, I'm sorry, but it's just been a rough time. Diane is pregnant, and it is my baby. Mel was like, what? Since when? When were you guys smashed? And he was like, oh, last semester. I don't even know how this happened. It was only one time, you know, when him and Effie had been broke up. You know, Tariq is just so upset with himself. You know, I have no control over my life right now. He just tired of everything. And Mel was just like, well, then cut all of that off. Listen, we got a business that is booming. The Underground Club last night went swimmingly. We made a whole bunch of money. Like, let that stuff go. So, you know, Tariq let Mel in on a little secret. You know, that fine young thing you saw me with last night? Yeah, that was Anya. Mel was like, Anya as in Noma's daughter? Yep, that very one. What, are you crazy? Listen, you need to cut that off, okay? Because we don't need Noma sniffing around here. Like I said, the stuff last night went very well. Let's cut all the ties with them. And Tariq was like, you're right. You know, I'm going to talk to Diane, and then I'm going to focus on the business. Yeah, focus on the business. So Tariq goes to talk to Diane up at the candy shop. And at first, you know, they having a very loud discussion about this. Like, you know, you tried to unalive me last night. You know, they both can agree that, yeah, things have been pretty wild around here, you know, between the two of them, you know, just with everything going on. And Diane was just like, listen, we ain't gotta try to like each other, okay? We ain't gotta forgive each other or nothing, but that still don't change the fact that I am with child. Are you sure it's mine, Diane? And she was just like, Ninja, you got your dang on nerves. What you think I'm just out here laying it low and spreading it wide for everybody? No. I don't think that, but you was with Salim all last semester. She was like, yeah, and we always used a condom. I was just like, I don't know. Tariq, I'm still, you know, these odds still a little iffy for me. I'm going to have to wait till you get a DNA test, my G, because one time, as opposed to her in this condom situation, I mean, you don't never know what could have happened. That thing could have snapped open and the little boys could have went free. And he was like, well, what are you going to do, Diane? And she was just like, all I know is that our child, if I do indeed have this child, cannot grow up in the life that we grew up in. Okay, well, I think Tariq probably agrees with you there. Now, we see Mel, he's handling the administrative part of the business, remember? And so he's over there talking to Zion. And Zion is just like, listen, you know, something's real fishy about you and Tariq, all right? Because the Russians was always doing business and then they got wiped out, okay, and everybody knew about it. Now all of a sudden they back in business again. And can you tell me exactly who is supplying them? And Mel is sitting there looking stupid. I said, Mel, it's time for you to have another conversation with Tariq, because we need to teach you how to have a poker face, which you have none. Even though the Zion is a little scary, and this ninja got a whole bunch of like gold fangs and stuff, you know, I'd be a little leery too. So Mel goes on and tells them, you know, it's this lady named Noma that's out there giving them the drugs, but we don't work with them. We ain't got nothing to do with them, okay? And so, you know, Zion come up real close on Mel, and, you know, he kind of get him in the headlock, and he kind of choking him. I was like, unhand him. He finally was like, no, I'm just playing with you. Okay, thank you for that. See you around, Tiny Tommy. And I was just like, that is funny. That would have been his name. A really good nickname if he wasn't already Mel Gibson. Now, Anya had then left Tariq's dorm, and she then took it on back to her place. And of course, there goes Noma in the hallway. What the fudge, Mom? What are you doing here? She was just like, where have you been all night? I was like, Noma, listen, you're going to have to pull back a little bit, okay? This girl in college, you just going to show up every damn time this child ain't at where she's supposed to be? You know, she'd have got on my darn nerves as well. Anyway, Noma's giving her the 3rd degree and everything. And, you know, relax, Mom, okay? And she's trying to get her keys out of her bag, and a little packet, very nicely, you know, wrapped up. I was like, boy, that is a professional job right there. It falls out, and Noma sees it and picks it up. What is this? Hell, I wouldn't even have known it was drugs, child. I'd have thought it was a sugar packet or something. Yeah, what is this? Just, Mom, relax. It's just a little white powder. Why are you so worried about it? You know, this kind of stuff, it ruins people's lives. I should know best. I'm out there ruining lives every day. Why doesn't Anya have any idea what her mom does? I mean, it's not like she has like these people around her that look like they have any type of scruples. There's all these old real shady arse ninjas around her. So please explain to me why Noma thinks that her daughter is that dumb, but apparently she is. Relax, Mom, it's just powder. I didn't even do it. I got it at an underground party at Stansfield. Girl, why are you telling your mama all this? I'd have been like, I don't know where that came from. That didn't drop out my purse. So, of course, when she walks into her place, you know, Noma's thinking like, Stansfield? Oh, absolutely not. So she hightails it straight to Effie. What is wrong with you? How dare you sell my daughter drugs? Isn't this your territory? Yes, but I would never sell your daughter drugs. Well, you need to figure out who it is. I said, well, Noma, how about you take a good guess who it might be with your delayed self? If Effie says she didn't do it, and I'd be inclined to believe her since Effie is working getting her drugs from you, then who else do you think it would be? But I guess Noma did finally figure it out, because later on that evening, we are all at the underground party again. You know, Tariq is taking Mel's advice and trying to be present this time. And who should walk in but Noma, Kane, Noma's goons. Tariq got to get himself together. Hey, Noma girl, what you doing here? You thought that I would not find out about your little ruse? I thought that we had an agreement, Tariq. Tariq was like, what you talking about? This is just a party. We ain't violated nothing. And Kane is looking at him. He was just like, nah. I know when a ninja's lying. I can tell that he ain't telling the truth. And she was like, you know what, Tariq? It's a shame that we don't have honesty before I pow-pow you. And then she has Kane kind of open his jacket and show the pow-pow utensil in his jacket. Now, if you was a smart man, you would walk out of this place with us. Don't make us rough you up and try to take you out of here with all these people watching. So Tariq, you know, he weighing his options. He already looking like he's cornered. He better go on with them. But then there's a light at the end of the tunnel. This tunnel being Anya that just came through the door at the party. And he sees her. Walks right up to her. Hey, Anya. And she sees Noma. She's like, what the fudge, Mom? What are you doing here? You cannot come here looking for me. I'm sorry, Tariq. Now you done not only pissed your daughter off, but now you got her turning to Tariq and apologizing. And you bringing these two closer together and you don't even know it. And he was like, oh, is this your mom's? Well, you know, I would let her stay and everything, but you know, I gotta cut the age off. You know, it gets weird. You got old biddies here, you know, ruining the party and everything. I was cracking up. So, of course, Anya doesn't even want to stay at the party. Let's go, okay? And what are you doing here anyway? Noma's like, I'll explain everything in the car. Noma hurries and hustles Anya out of there. But, you know, she's talking to Kane in the alleyway, and she's just like, you know, I'm going to have to do something a little differently this time. I can see that Tariq, you know, maybe she underestimated him. I was like, absolutely he did. Okay, that would be Tariq 1, Noma 0. But of course, that's just for now, because Kane is still ready to pow him at any time. Noma was like, no, don't do that yet. You know, I got to do it smoothly. Now her daughter is involved and everything. It done got messy. Meanwhile, back inside, Tariq is in there telling Mel how Noma was there and that she knows everything. And what the fudge? But they can't even have a conversation because Mel's girlfriend walks in, you know, and Tariq stops talking. And she was like, well, relax. I already know everything. What? Mel, why does she know everything? Mel is like, calm down. She's not going to say anything. She was like, don't worry about it. I'm not going to say nothing. And he was just like, yeah, you're not going to say nothing until you guys break up. Then all of a sudden you're going to have diarrhea at the damn mouth. And she was just like, relax, Tariq. You can trust me. He was like, I can't trust you. You a dope head. I don't know what you might do. Mel, of course, don't call her that. Tariq was like, boy, get out of my face. Every time you get a little tang, then all of a sudden you can't think straight. Mel was like, listen, you know, you got a lot of nerve because I have been here for you. Do you know I lost my family behind you? No. Mel, what we not going to do is blame Tariq for you constantly forcing your way into the game when plenty of times they was trying to tell you that you needed to go some damn where. Okay, so now here we are. Don't blame that on Tariq, although I will agree that Tariq doesn't treat Mel with the respect that he deserves. Tariq was like, your stupid arse is going to blow everything. And Mel was just like, listen, you act like you're the only one around here that got problems and you're not. All right. You think about with problems that I got? Okay, no, you don't, because Tariq is always having some damn crisis around here. Tariq was like, I take it on the chin every day. And Mel was just like, whatever, this is your outlet. And he was like, outlet? Okay, this is my life. Like, I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to fix it for both of us. Maybe you should try it. So I was like, oh, Mel and Tariq, don't fight like this. So later on, you know, back in the room, Mel is apologizing to his girl, you know, like, I'm sorry, Tariq. You know, every now and then he get a little uptight. He got a lot to say. Oh, don't worry about it. Okay. I went on and put a little acid in his water bottle at the candy shop. And she said it like, you know, oh, I gave him a little extra sugar in his coffee in the coffee shop. Like, girl, you put acid in this man's drink? Mel was like, you did what? I mean, he doesn't even drink or smoke, except the other night with Anya, but still. And she was like, relax. You act like I put fentanyl in his water bottle. It was just acid. I said, heifer, everybody can't handle no acid like you can, druggie. And as far as you're concerned, Mel, you stupid. Okay, I'm gonna need you to get way more puss in your life, because if you did, maybe you wouldn't be so dang whipped every time you get a girl. So Mel rushes over to Tariq's dorm, and sure enough, Tariq is over there looking at something real close like this. Yeah, he's having a bad acid trip right now. And it's a whole bunch going on. You know, him when he was younger, then all of a sudden it turns into he's the father, and Diana's bringing their baby to see him. You know, oh, daddy, you know, running up to him, seeing him. And then it's hallucinations. And then Diane supposedly trying to pow him. And then, you know, we get a replay of the scene of him and his father Ghost when he pow Ghost, except for now he's Ghost and Tariq's son is Tariq, and it looks like he's about to pow him, and then Tariq's son turns into Tariq talking to Tariq. Okay, this is a real badass trip. But he's talking to him, he's telling him he's got to fix everything, and he goes and he gives him a hug and everything. And yeah, Tariq is on one, for real. When he finally comes to, he under the bed. I was just like, what went down in that room? I wanted to see that more than, you know, his hallucinations. He wake up, he was like, what happened? And Mel was like, yeah, I think he got dosed. I think somebody went on, dropped some stuff in your drink. You know, it's been going around in the campus a lot, you know. Yeah, don't tell them about your girl. But I sure hope Mel is done with her. She crazy. Now, Diane, you know, she don't know where to turn. So, you know what? When all else fails, go to the house of the Lord. There's an older lady there as well. And the lady just talks to her and encourages her. What the lady does know is that death is not the ending of life. And Diane said that her father always told her that, you know, the soul lives on. And yes, the lady would be inclined to agree. Anyway, the lady seems to see something in Diane that in 4 seasons we have not yet seen. Tells her that she got this. Now, let's jump over to Crazy Carter. You know, he's meeting with his team, and oh yeah, Brother Tate is there. And, you know, they just don't know how Monet was able to fly under the radar so long. I was like, that's because Monet was jumping the bones of one of the police people for many, many years. He was clearing it out for her. You mean to tell me you don't know about that, Crazy Carter? Have you looked at any of the records and the things that's been going on around there? You seem to figure everything else out, Mr. Smart Man. Brother Tate agrees with him. Yeah, you know what? When he told Tariq what he told him, Tariq seemed to be more afraid of Monet than he is of the Popo. Right while they was talking, she called Tariq and he almost peed his pants. Crazy Carter, he kind of laughed like, so we on the right track. And I was like, no, Brother Tate is the one that's on the right track. He was the one that talked to Tariq. And I don't like the fact that they trying to sun Brother Tate there. You know, they all laughing at him every time he has something to say. Like old lowly detective or whatever. So, you know, after Brother Tate get into it with the other, you know, other detectives on the team, Crazy Carter is like the father in charge. All right, kids, that's enough. What y'all not gonna do is disrespect Brother Tate up here in these New York police station streets. If you cut the man's skin open, he bleeds blue. I said, don't worry about it, Brother Tate. We stand behind you out here. The viewers. Now we see Davis. Listen, the jig is up. Okay, he losing his last lead attorney. Oh girl, Fudge Buddy. Yeah, she can't hang no more. She about to go. Right at the same time, here come Tariq and Mel. At least they got some money for him. Okay, remember he was supposed to get some money from them. I don't know how. Oh, because of the sale at the underground party. So they pay him, and that's gonna help get him over. Because you guys know that Davis, he ain't got two pennies to rub together. As far as Drew, when Drew said that he gonna do his own thing, well, what he meant was he's getting back to his art, you guys. We see Drew in the art gallery, and this woman walks up, and I guess Drew just has a look like an artist, okay? Let alone the fact that his face is all smashed up and swollen and scratched and all that. Are you an artist or are you not? And he says, he's an inspiring artist. And she was like, no. It's not no such thing. Either you're one or you aren't. And I can look at you and I can tell that you won. You think that? Let me show you some of my work. Okay, look at this here, and here. Oh, yeah, you look like you know what? I got this gallery here, and I know people really work hard to get their work into galleries. You know, people that I've been knowing for years and years, yet and still something about you, just the way that you standing there looking. I'm going to let you put your stuff in my gallery if you need to. Well, Drew's going to let her know. Okay, when she said, are you an artist or you not? I was like, no, ma'am, he's a killer. But no time like the present to switch over occupations. So after he leaves there, he goes to the bar, and, you know, Monet is there. I was like, y'all still got that bar? Because who's working it? Who's ever there? And while we talking about the bar, why is it that we don't see none of Gordo's people anymore? Y'all just completely took them out the story. So, you know, Monet is sitting there talking to him, and I was like, Monet, I'm going to need you to read the room now. You acting like Janet. Okay, still everything is about the family. We gonna do that. He was like, lady, when you gonna understand that the family is no longer the family anymore? You destroyed this family. Do you realize that you tried to off me and Diane just last night? I'm sorry, lady. I'm just not able to flip it around that quickly for you. Okay. And of course, Monet, because she's always hot-headed, you know, and can't cool her temper, she starts arguing with Drew. But it only lasts for a minute, because she was like, wait a minute, hold on, Drew. What you said is right, okay? And I'm sorry, I apologize. And he was like, what? Well, I mean, I ain't never heard you say them words. I didn't even know you knew it existed. I mean, I guess I could say thank you enough for that. Yeah, Monet says she's still trying to bring this family back together through the business. And like she said at the table the other night, everybody is going to be equal. But she needs product. Maybe Drew would know where to get some. He was just like, I mean, I know how to help you out and everything. But listen, I'm just going to do this one last time. I was like, it's always this one last time. And it don't never go well on that one last time. People should never say this one last time, at least not out loud. He gonna help her get her product and everything. He gonna get his cut from the money just enough so he can go set himself up somewhere and get completely out the game, okay? Because he about to be an artist. But if what you said, mama, about being a real family is true, you know, he can get with that. Monet was just like, okay, fine. So where the drugs at? I don't know why I still can't feel like Monet is very genuine in all of this, but time will tell. So Drew goes out and he gets the soldiers. He tell them what it is, what the job is, what it, you know, entails, what is needed from everybody. But it's kind of risky. Okay, I said kinda. This is real dangerous, you know. But Monet was like, listen, you said you wanted to work for me. You wanted me to trust you again. I mean, do you want me to trust you or not? This is the perfect time for you to prove yourself to me. So are you in or you out? I mean, I guess they in. So we gonna do it tomorrow night. Now, Noma is at a business dinner with Wiley. Remember, she worked so hard to get this business dinner with Wiley, and things are going pretty good until the maitre d' comes over. Excuse me, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But there's a gentleman here who usually sits at this table, and he's here today, and he wants his table. You know, we're gonna move you over there to a really nice spot. And Noma was like, excuse me, I'm in the middle of a business meeting. Like, no, I'm not moving. Next thing you know, here comes Zion. He walk up with these dang fangs in his mouth. Noma has no idea who Zion is. Okay, all she knows is she ain't getting up. He was just like, yeah, this is my table. I love to sit here and everything. She was like, what are you talking about? I am in a meeting. No, I'm not getting up. Okay, it's just a table. If you want, you can go sit over there where the lady was about to move us. Wiley is getting a kick out of all of this. Like, you ninjas are something else. So, you know, she's got a little contempt. She's like looking at him and kind of rolling her eyes and everything. And then Zion, still talking in code, but enough for her to understand. He says, you know what, that's funny that you would talk about this, but let's look at this table as territory. This is my territory here. And if you were to come in on my territory any other place, okay, so when he starts talking about territory and all that, then she at least knows that this is something else. Wiley was like, wait a minute, hold on, do you know each other? She was like, you know, I think it's time that we need to go. Because when Zion picked up that knife, she got the picture. Didn't explain what was going on to Wiley, but she was like, go on, Zion, go on and take the table. And he was just like, absolutely. Okay, go on and enjoy my city. So she goes home and she goes talking to Kane, like, who the fudge is Zion? I've done such a good job of isolating myself all this time. I said, girl, really? Are you really sitting up here talking about you have isolated yourself when you running around with this kid and his street ninjas that he got working for you? All of a sudden, you seem to think that you done held this whole operation down so quietly. Girl, are you crazy? It's a wonder that the police ain't knocked at your door yet. You done put Kane as a second in line, and look, Kane's whole family is messy as hell, yet and still, you still think that it's okay. Girl, if you don't stop it. Well, she needs to know who it is. You know, she didn't call Davis down there, and Davis was like, yeah, I know who Zion is. He's one of my clients. What's the problem? She was like, the problem is he made me in front of Wiley. Davis was like, well, let me handle it. And Kane was like, no, Noma. Let me handle it. You put me as a second in charge. I'm right behind you. I can handle this. Listen, I can handle it with no problem. Are you going to trust him, or are you going to trust your second in charge, who just gave you some good D just last night? Sorry, Davis. Okay, she hasn't had your D yet. Okay, so she gonna have to go with Kane. So Kane takes her down to the Fight Club. You know, after he talked to the people out there, you already know the rules of everything. Yeah, he does. You know, they let him in. So Noma's like, you brought me here, okay, to this crazy place. And he was like, don't worry about it. It's a safe place, okay? Everybody in here, they just fight. Nobody has weapons. Even Zion doesn't have a weapon. That's one of the rules, okay? I was like, that's the main rule.